And we are live for Tier 1 here at CDR at Mexico, which is going to be an interesting race for this evening, as I'm just waiting for my phone to charge again. So just bear with me and I'll get everything up and sorted. As it is now 1:30, which we shall wait for the ready up from Mr. No Fandangle, and that is up and sorted, which we shall get the link posted to the Discord, get the track map up, and away we will go. And here we go. 16 drivers with us this evening. Not many points available. Normal people with no points available, if that makes sense, but ignore me as we shall get going for Q1. And I am back as we go into Q1 here at Mexico, which there's not many overtaking opportunities here at Mexico, as we have what looks to be a dry Q1, but of course someone's going to let me know the weather. As who is the first driver out? It is Scotty123. As we get away. As he's now coming up to turn 4 and 5 in the middle of sector 1 and into sector 2 now, as we get everyone joining. Good evening, lads. As he now goes through the S's of sector 2, currently going into turns 10 and 11, as we go into one of my favourite sections of this track, the stadium section, as we go into turn 12 and 13. We'll go on board as he does go through turn 13 now, and round turn 17, the final corner. And it does look to be quite slippery on the track surface as we enter the DRS zone of sector 1, and the start finish straight. 210 miles an hour Scotty's top speed as we go into turns 1 and 2 and 3 and into the second DRS straight on the way down towards turn 4. As we now go into turn 5 with Scotty. Everyone except Andy Boy out of the pits. As we now go towards turn 7 and 8, the start of the S's. Scotty sporting a black and red helmet to go with the accents of his Williams as we enter the last few races of season 5 here at CDR. As he now comes to turn 13 and into the final corner now, and he will put out a 1:17.368. That is not bad from Scotty there, as next person to cross the line is No Fandangle, who does a 1:17.859. Next, Blue New Soul, who pips the Tier 1 driver. A 1:17.718 from Blue. As next to cross line is the Trim Brothers, having a bit of a slipstream as Robin FR goes in second with a 1:17.465. Next cross line then will be Dukester, just crossing the line now, and it's a 1:17.9. Everyone entering around about the 1:17.118 with Mechanical with a 1:19.1 for the slowest time of this first Q1 sesh. As Scotty123 just coming up to the end of his lap. LF Racing just looking to complete his lap, but I think he's abandoned this lap. Yes, he has. As he looks to follow the Alpine of, is that Dukester? No, it is the other Alpine of Cynics. As LF Racing looking for that slipstream. 209 miles an hour is top speed as we now go into turn 1. And it is starting to rain. It's starting to rain. So that must be why everyone quickly hopped up the pits. As we have a wet middle of the Q1 session. As he now goes through the S's and into turn 11 and into the stadium section. This will be probably LF's Racing's final Q1 lap on the soft tyre as everyone's dipping into the pits. Andy Boy not going out. That could be an issue as LF Racing sets a 1:17.8 and the top 15 as it stands is Scotty, Robin, Albie, Blue, Matthias, LF Racing, No Fandangle, Sociopath, Dukester, Cynics, THX, Chris, JJ Trim, Carl Trim, Mechanical, and Andy Boy 84 not taking a lap. As the last final cars on track are JJ Trim, Chris, who's out on a no set of softs, LF Racing, and THX, as we now got Mechanical going out on a new set of softs as well. As it is continuing to rain, which could be costly for the boys in, you know, that 13th, 14th, 15th. Because Andy Boy still in the pits with 10 minutes to go. Looks like he's playing the long game in this race. As Mechanical just slowly going his way through, as we have Cynics out on a new lap as well. JJ and Carl are both out at the same time. Who is the lead car? It is Carl who is the lead car out of the Trim brothers, as Chris now on at the start of his new lap, as we do see Andy Boy exiting the pits. As Chris now coming at the end of Sector 1 into Sector 2. As we now go through Turn 7 with Chris. Rain starting to get heavy and Chris has lost it. At the end of Turn 8. His tyres just couldn't give out. As we have the first comment of the evening from Robin Tixtera. Good evening, Robin. How are we doing? As Andy Boy, the leader of this pack now, Mechanical just going through the final corner. How does he fare up? A 1:19.009 as Andy Boy starting his first lap, as Cynics just coming through Turn 3, 4 and 5, as we do got a couple of the other lads join in. Good evening, boys, how we doing? As No Fandango's on a new lap. How will he fare up as he goes into Turn 4 and 5? And into Sector 2 he doesn't have the turn in that he wanted there, as he goes through Turn 7 and 8. Andy Boy just coming to the end of his first lap now. How will he fare up as Robin has retired in the pits? That's a 1:19.4, stays P16. As I believe it is LF Racing, the next person across the line, who has abandoned his lap. And behind him, Mechanical, as everyone says hasta la vista to this Q1 session. Andy Boy, no need to slow down, you've got the whole track to yourself. As everyone now retires in the pits. As Andy Boy going through the S's and into Sector 3. And he's just a second off his original time. And that looks to be Q1 over and done with. As DRS has been disabled. Yeah, that is Q1 over and done with. So we will only be losing Andy Boy 84 in the Q1. Which is unfortunate for Andy Boy. Mechanical almost gets knocked out by 4/10 of a second from Andy Boy. The two tier 3 drivers really scrapping out at the back there, as we will wait for the remainder of the lads just to retire, I believe, as it is just No Fandango, Chris, Mechanical and Andy Boy. And that will be Q1 over and done with. As Mechanical retires and Chris. So it's just Andy Boy and Dangle. And as I said, we will be losing Andy Boy in Q1, with Scotty123 taking the P1 spot in Q1 with a 1:17.375. As we just wait for No Fandango. Come on, Dan. Unless you're thinking about going on the Inters. The only person to do 2 laps on... No, there's 2 people who's done 2 laps on their tyres. LF Racing and THX. Which will be a bit of a nightmare for those coming into the race. Unless, of course, the rest of qualifying is wet. As Robin FR posts in the tier 1 chat, Mr. Bean waiting. I've just received a message from No Fandangle saying he's having a smoke, so I believe we will be rating this 3 minutes that are left in Q1. Yeah, lads, don't forget, you can give me questions, you know, ask away. As Andy Boy says, was eating my TGI, it came bang on 8:30. Well done, Andy Boy. As Mechanical says, always waiting for Dingle Dangle. Yeah. Yeah. As Sociopath posts to Pablo Escobar alone in the tier 1 chat. Oh no. And there he is. There is No Fandangle back again. Nice to see you, Dan. Thank you for making us wait. As I said then, Scotty123 taking that P1 spot. And Blue New Soul taking P4 in Q1. As I said, we will be losing Andy Boy, who will and can, well, he can keep me company here in the comms box in Q2 and Q3 in the comments. So, cheers for that, Andy Boy. As we get into Q2, if someone can let me know the weather for the race and the remaining qualifiers, that will be brilliant as well. As Mechanical says, blue for tier 1 next season. Chances are, possibly. I'm not going to give anything away, but season 6 talks are on the way, as Mechanical says, wet qualifying, dry race. And who's going to take that first spot? And it is LF Racing. No, it's THX on the Inter tyre. I wonder what will happen for the remainder of qualifying, as we have Sociopath and Blue out at the same time. Sociopath being the leader and Blue behind LF Racing. And that is LF Racing having a bit of a moment out of turn 3. And he starts warming up his tyres, as we have Chris, Dangle and Scotty and Mechanical in the pits. Nope, I opened my mouth too soon. Chris is out, as is Scotty123. Dingle Dangle and Mechanical in the pit as I get back to THX, who's just coming through turn 10. 11 and into turn 12, which I'll go on board with him into turn 13, 14, 15, 16, and he is away for his first lap, and down start finish straight he goes. Speed trap just at the end, as everyone but Mechanical out the pits as he goes into turn 1 and into 2, completely off the throttle on an entry of 2 as he lights up his rear tyres, going out of 4 and into 5 we go then with THX, and 6. That set of corners is possibly one of my favourites. 4, 5, 6 as he goes into 7 and 8. As we do have a comment come through, and it is from also. Alright, I'm in, but obviously can't pick a car right now. Can anyone inform me what to do later on? Right, as you get onto the start grid, you will be able to pick a car, or you'll be just automatically put into a car. Select your setup, and you're away. As THX just coming through to his final corner now, as everyone bar Mechanical is on a lap, as THX sets a 1:25.3, and that is Sociopath out, as LF Racing takes P1 with a 1:25.049, as Blue takes a 1:24.826, as the Trim Brothers now just about across the line, as you see Sociopath's car there on the right. And Mechanical says I was eating cheese and chips, that's why I never came out. Why is everyone stealing my thing? I missed a munch, not any of you, and no problem also. As Dukester comes in with a 1:35.875, next across the line then will be Scotty123, as we go through the line, and it's a 1:24.8 from Scotty. Oh no, as Chris comes across the line with a 1:25.993, and then finally we got Dingle Dangle with a 1:25.008, as we have Sociopath obviously crashing out. We do have another comment come through, either that or it's a new viewer. If it is a new viewer, good evening. As we now go through final corners with Blue, who will no doubtedly be going into the pits, as Albie has crashed out on the exit on entry of 7 and 8, as yeah, everyone's going into the pits, as we got JJ Trim going to the line. He believes he can do a little better, as so does Carl, he stays out. Next to cross line will be Mechanical on his first lap. Then it will be Scotty, then Chris, and then Dingle Dangle. We will see how Dingle Dangle is doing whether he's just... Yeah, he's just going back to the pits. As does Scotty. As does Chris. So the next person to cross the line now will be THX, who's 1.5 tenths up, going into the final sector. As we now go into the final sector, sorry, and it's 3 tenths up. That'll put him on 25 flat. So we now go into turn 13 with THX. And all those expecting Teabag tonight, I'm sorry, but Teabag. Oh, THX is gone. Oh no. That was not a nice one, as we will go on with JJ Trim now, who I believe will go into the pits this lap. No, he will go for a new one, as we see THX say, span in the background. And as I was saying, those expecting Teabag tonight, he was busy, so you're stuck with me. You're welcome. And we will go on with Mechanical now, who has just crossed the line for his first lap. As I believe that is THX or Aldi. Why do I always crash in quali? I don't know, mate. I'm usually the same, so I could ask myself the same question. As Carl Trim now going towards sector 2, 6.5 tenths over his personal best. Dangle into the pits, and there's a wall. Controller dies. Thanks, controller. Sorry about that. I didn't realise my controller needed charging. As we now are on with Carl Trim, just coming up to sector 3 and is 2.5, just over 2.5 tenths over his personal best. But yeah, Aldi, I could ask myself the same question about crashing out in quali. As Mechanical has invalidated, that's the word, and Dukester warming up his tyres, going into turn 12. As Dukester now goes on for a new lap, as does Mechanical, as well as the Trim brothers. Both trying to play catch up with each other by the looks of things. As JJ just coming through turns 8 and then 9. Yeah, he's just under a tenth up on his time, going into turn 13. As we will check on his brother, who is just under 2 tenths up on his time. As we go into turn 13, we will go back on with JJ though, and he finishes P11 with a 25.8. How does his brother Carl do? And he does a 126.4, puts himself P14. Dukester over a second up on his time. That'll put him at 125.6. He goes a 125.7, puts himself P11. You will need to do better than a 125.3, I believe, to get through. As we go on with Chris, who's invalidated, but Mechanical is 3.1 seconds off his personal best after his last lap. As Blue retires, as well as Scotty in the pits. Just under 4.5 minutes to go then in Q2 And so far we will be losing Albie, THX, Sociopath, Dukester, JJ Trim, Chris, Mechanical and Carl Trim. In Q2, Mechanical having a bit of a moment going into turns 7 and 8 there, as we now go into turn 9 and 10 and now 11 as we go down towards turn 12, as he is just over 3/10 up on his personal best. As we go into turn 13, as we now go through turn 16 and the final corner with Mechanical. How will he fare up to 1:26.2, puts himself P14, as Chris is now on another lap as we go through turn 7 and 8 with him, as he is really struggling for traction there in 5th gear, but he is just under 2/10 off his personal best. That isn't going to help him, but behind him is No Fandango, who has invalidated. Well done, Dan. Behind him then is LF Racing, who is, I believe, had a bit of a moment somewhere, because his lap is currently just under 7 minutes long. But he does nonetheless his personal best, never mind, as we follow LF Racing down towards turn 1 with the Ferrari of JJ Trim not that far behind, as Mechanical has stayed out and is 5.6 seconds off. He's had a bit of a moment somewhere. But everyone bar Dangle and Chris are all out on track. Who is next across the line? It will be Mechanical, 8.3 seconds off his personal best. Next will be, I believe, LF Racing. Indeed it is, going through turn 7 and 8 now, into 9, into 10, as he does make way for JJ, and I believe LF Racing has abandoned this lap. And he looks to be just trying to set himself up with a Robin FR not that far behind. It's a 1:36.6 as he goes on to lap 3. Most laps people has done is Robin FR and Mechanical, both done 5 laps on their intermediates. Next across the line will be Mechanical, who is 9 seconds off his personal best with 40 seconds to go. To those of Chris and JJ, you might be in luck with 30 seconds left on the clock. Chris now coming to turn 12. And now oh, how is he not invalidated that? Chris, you lucky man. As Chris gets going again, and 5 seconds to go, I believe JJ has, this is JJ's final lap as he goes through the last corner now. And he does go a 1:25.4. That puts him through. Senix has crashed now, as LF Racing was a 1:24.8. Dukester just about crossed the line then. But first it is Carl, just over half a second quicker. Does he get through? No, he doesn't. 1:25.8. Well, if Dukester doesn't manage to get through. Next cross line is Mechanical, who's had a spin at turn 9. Next cross line then will be Chris, as I believe Mechanical has not got the time to get through. As Chris now just over 1.5 tenths quicker. No, slower. Oops, my mistake. That is my mistake. As I believe we will be losing Cynix, Albi, THX, Sociopath, Dukester, Carl, Chris and Mechanical. Ooh, Chris manages 8 thousandths quicker. As, yeah, it is Cynix, Albi, THX, Sociopath, Dukester, Carl, Chris, Mechanical, all finished. And we will have a top 7 shootout of LF Racing, Scotty123, Blue, No Fandango, Matthias, Robin FR and JJ Trim. That is going to be epic. 6 tenths the gap between LF Racing and JJ. And I believe, have we got one of every constructor? No, we're missing on Aston Martin. And Mercedes. Oh, I don't know. Oh well. But anyways, on to Q3. Who will take that pole position spot? We'll find out in just a moment. Seven people in Q3 then. How will these 7 fare up? Who's going to take that first position in qualifying? It is Blue New Soul taking that first spot out of qualifying. As he now goes down towards turn 1. And who has followed? It is Matthias, followed by Robin. 7 people. As Blue now come up to turn 8. How does Blue fare up then on his first lap? As he goes through turn 13. As Scotty, LF Racing and No Fandango all in the pits. 10 minutes to go then of Q3. And away Blue goes. As Mechanical says, Matthias on softs. Ooh. And the only one on softs too. We'll have to see how he fares up. DRS not available yet though. Has Matthias made that right choice though? We'll find out as Blue does a 30.395 in the first sector. Go on, Blue now going through Sector 2. He looks to be settled through Sector 2, through the S's. Does a 1 minute 1:09.41 in the second sector as we go now to turn 13. I believe that is LF Racing preparing himself as Blue now comes across the line. It's a 1:23.5. Next cross the line then will be Robin FR. How will he fare up? Has a bit of a moment out of turn 10 as we now go to turn 12. Locks up the front tyres and into turn 13. And how does he fare up as he crosses the line? A 1:23.893, 3/10 back as Matthias chooses no softs. Next cross line then will be JJ, a 1:24.3, and LF Racing taking purple sector 1, whether that's personal purple or a proper track purple, I'm unsure, as we now go through turn 7 and 8, now into 9, 10, 11. How does he fare up on timescale? 1:01.729 for LF Racing in sector 2. So we now go into turn 13. Will he go quicker than Blue? On 1:23.2. Robin FR then just crossing the line 4 seconds off his personal best. How about JJ? 4 thousandths of a second up. No, 400ths. 4 tenths of a second up on his personal best time. Going at turn 13 now then. As JJ Trim now goes P3. As now Matthias is on the inters, as Tier 2 has got a bit of an issue as LF Racing looks to be coming into the pits. Blue in the pits at the moment, and LF Racing, yeah, he's coming into the pits, yeah, as Matthias invalidated but going on a new lap. JJ Train coming into the pits as well, as we have a couple of comments come through. As Mechanical says, Kieran is the issue, he left damage off. Yes, I know. As JJ goes into the pits and Matthias out of turn 3 as we go down towards turn 4, 5 and 6. As we have 4 minutes 40 left on the session, as No Fandango out of the pits on softs too, as LF Racing puts softs on as well as Scotty. Is it time? No Fandango certainly thinks so. As 4 minutes 10 seconds on the clock then. as Matthias just about crossed the line. How does he fare up? A 1:22.9. I believe it is time for that soft tyre to come out and play. 3 minutes 45 on the clock then. And Dan goes into the pits. Strange, as Matthias the only one on track now then. So far the gap, 3.6 tenths between Matthias and LF Racing. And no Fantangle at the back with no laps set yet. Is it time for that soft tyre? We'll go back to Matthias, who is 4 tenths quicker than he originally was, as he completely chooses not to take 13, 14 and 15. As Matthias into the pits then, and LF Racing on the soft tyre, and I believe everyone else will go on the softs now with 1 minute 50 left on the clock. Will Matthias get out in time? As here he comes then out of the pits, 1 minute 35 on the clock, as no Fandangle out on track. Who will be the first one? LF Racing. First person on the softs to take to the track. Preparing himself for his final lap of qualifying. A minute left for Matthias to get to the line. As LF Racing, a 1:23.2 is personal best. Let's see if he can do any better, as we do have a yellow flag in Sector 2, Sector 3. And that is no Fandangle, trying to warm up his tyres. As LF Racing has a moment there, and a pretty big one at that. So far, pole is a 1:22.9. As LF Racing now comes out of turn 6, goes into 7. And Mexico being one of my favourite tracks in the F1 calendar. LF Racing now coming up to turn 13. Everyone, bar no Fandangle and Scotty123, the two Williams boys, has yet to set a lap. Q3 over and done with then. LF Racing, a 1:18.5. Who's next across the line? JJ Trim. How will he fare up as he goes through turn 16? And then the final corner. A 1:18.5, the personal best so far. A 1:18.9 for JJ. As next to cross the line, Robin FR, 1:18.3. Then it will be Dangle to cross the line. And it's a 1:18.5, sorry. Blue New Soul 1:18.2. Next cross the line then Scotty123 to 118.4. Next cross line, Matthias 3.5 seconds up on his personal best. A 118 flat. And it is Matthias full pole at 118.1, followed by Blue at 118.2, then Robin FR, Scotty123, LF Racing, No Fandango and JJ Trim. As we get going then for Q, not qualifying, the 36 lap race here at Mexico. As we do have a comment come through, and Mechanical says definitely Blue to tier 1. Well, you'll have to find out in the driver draw that will be coming to you in a couple weeks. Dates obviously yet to be confirmed, but enough of Season 6 talks. As we now wait for the drivers to select their strategies. I'm just going to quickly go back on the stream for something which I do need a timestamp. As we get going for the formation lap then, I'll get my telemetry and everything up and going. I'll just quickly have a look. Right, okay. As now I'll have a look at the tyre selections. Everyone on hards bar from Scotty123, No Fandango, Senex, Albi and THX. As Osso Bosso has come in, P17 in the Alpha Tauri. Let's give a little bit of a welcome to Osso Bosso to Mexico. Cheers to you also, as I do have a rather special drink for this evening, shall we say. As we now go to Matthias. There he is, sporting a black and red helmet. Yeah, it's the same helmet as Scott. Let's actually have a little nosy on helmets, actually. Dangle wearing the Irish colours. And also the Irish flag on his helmet. How about JJ? JJ wearing a black, white and red helmet. How about Senex? Senex wearing what looks to be the Mexico colours. Albi then. His predicted stop strategy is lap 20 to 29 off the hards onto the mediums. But I don't believe that is Albi's. As everyone then lining up the grid. Is anybody going to try anything special to line up onto the grid? We'll just stick on with LF Racing just to have a look. I believe nobody's going to try anything, as Dukester has been disqualified from formation lap, as LF Racing's strategy is hard to medium 20 to 30. as we will now stay on with LF Racing, as we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and we are away for Mexico here at CDR in Tier 1. And Scotty 1, 2, 3 overtaking Blue, and Robin losing a couple positions, as we see No Fandangle on the outside of, well, going down the inside of Blue. Let's Blue have that position, and that is Scotty 1, 2, 3 going down the inside of Blue, as the two Williams boys having a scrap as LF Racing gets the move done on Scott. And, ooh, and a little bit of contact there between LF Racing and Scotty. And no, that's Dangle, and LF Racing have a bit of a scrap, and no contact made from the two boys there. That's nicely done. It's Mechanical and Carl are having a bit of a squabble at the end of turn 6. Carl then making it through past Mechanical, as Mechanical takes a bit of a dive on lap 1 into turn 7. Sociopath not taking any prisoners, our leader of the tier at the minute. No Fandangle up 2 places, Robin FR losing 4. That is, oh, and Mechanical making up 2 positions as well. We will go towards the front. Mechanical, no Fandangle not that far behind his teammate, 4 tenths up. As I believe that is Scott overtaking Blue, as we do have a couple comments coming in, and I believe that would be for one group and one group only. As a couple people do join the stream, good evening to those watching, as Cinex goes past, no, THX passes Cinex, sorry, and Albie 4.5 tenths from Robin, and we'll have a look at position changes. Blue losing the position, No Fandangle up 2, Robin FR losing 4, everyone either losing 1, 2, ooh, someone's lost it. Nope, that was just someone having a bit of a moment by the looks of things, as we are on board with Blue, and Scotty not leaving Matthias a lot of breathing space as we go through turn 16. Blue's strategy 2029 onto the mediums, as No Fandangle then 20% ERS, as Blue just lets him past, and there is a 2.5 second gap between JJ Trim and Blue. That is a significant gap at the end, in the middle of 3 laps. No Fandangle then trying to get space, as Albie losing a few positions now. Will he dive down the inside of Cinex? No, he won't, but he has got a track limit penalty. Blue then leaving a bit of a gap to No Fandangle, 5 tenths of gap there. We will go towards the back though. Albie on Dukester, as Albie not far from Dukester, as bear with me for 1 second. Back, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Blue having a 9/10 gap to No Fandangle. No Fandangle 14% ERS now. As is that Scotty going around the outside of Matthias? It is. Then the outside becomes the inside, which Matthias just simply goes through, as Scotty now has DRS again and goes through on Matthias. Will No Fandangle have the room? No, he will not, as we do have a bit of a story around the back. Ooh, that was close from Albie on Dukester, as LFR LF Racing's been sent to the back. Whether that was because of a spin or some contact, we'll find out in the incidents page after the race. As Albie looking for that little bit of space between himself and Dukester to get past. But yeah, as of lap 4, it is Scotty123, Matthias, Dangle, Blue, JJ Trim, THX, Sinex, Dukester, and Robin FR's going backwards. Ooh, he's had a bit of a spin going into turn 16. But as I was saying, Scotty123, Matthias, Dangle, Blue, Trim, JJ Trim, THX, Dukester, Sinex, Albie, Sociopath, Mechanical, Carl Trim, Andy Boy, Chris, Osso, LFR, and Robin FR. And that is Albie getting squeezed by Sinex. As tier leader, Sociopath looking to get through. Ooh. That was a bit of a move from Sociopath. As Sinex getting a little bit more space from Albie, with Sociopath in the middle of the mechanical now then. Getting a bit of a bother from Carl Trim, as also picks up a 3-second time penalty. As towards the front, it is opening up, as THX is half a second behind JJ. As No Fandango now gets into the DRS of Matthias, but by the looks of things didn't get it before the DRS timing line. But Blue did get it from the timing line, and that is THX overtaking JJ Trim, not Carl Trim. As we now go towards the back with Chris and Andy Boy, the two tier 3 teammates. No, yeah, teammates for this race, but two tier 3 boys. Looking for that gap, as Andy Boy gets an 8/10 gap between himself and Chris. LF Racing now on also. Bosso goes down the inside. Also looking for that move, but can't quite make it stick. Dangle now, 17% ERS. Will he get through? He's got no one around him. What am I on about? And that is Robin FR going backwards again. No, that is Albie going backwards. Ooh, Carl Trim's out. Ooh, he's had a bit of a bother. And that is the yellow flag, sector 1, 2 and 3, and that is a safety car. Ooh, that must have been a heavy hit for Carl. As Sinex overtakes Dukester. Ah, right, Dukester's into the pits. And that is a safety car on lap 7 for the boys. Which gives me time and we will have a look at the driver standings. So, as of round 10 and 11, Sociopath in P1 with 141 points, then Bruges, who is missing from today's race, with 140. No Fandangle in third with 120. Scotty123 in fourth with 119. Cameron Porter with 115 in fifth. Sixth we got Grimjaw with 89. Seventh Don Rabico with 70. THX is in eighth with 64. Ninth we got JJ with 59. LF Racing in 10th with 58. 11th we got Robin FR with 55, as well as 55 points. We have Matthias in 13th. We've got Dukester with 48, El Jobbo in 14th with 35, Albie in 15th with 26. Noodles in 16th with 26. Jaihu in 17th with 25. Tormund in 18th with 11. Cinex in 19th with 7. And Venom 77 yet to collect a point in 20th. And Scotty123 is taking the lead. Was Scott always in the lead? I don't know. I missed that. Oh well. And just bear with me for 1 minute. Those who have pitted Albie and Dukester in 15th and 16th. What tyres have they gone on to? Dukester medium, Albie hard. But so far this evening, we've had an interesting start of this race. THX up 5, No Fandangle up 3, Mechanical Andy Boy up 6. The biggest loser of positions so far, Robin FR with 11 positions, lost as the safety cars in this lap. So I'll be on with THX for the restart. And when will Scotty go? Ooh, that's almost contact between Matthias and Scotty. And THX really alongside Blue, and THX going for the move on Blue. He does get past, but does he get past in the braking zone? No, he... Ooh, this is going to be close between Blue and THX, but THX does make that move stick. JJ then looking to make the move on Blue, as that is Robin FR going backwards at the end of turn 3, and that is JJ and Blue having a bit of a scrap. So after the restart then, it is Scotty123, Matthias, No Fandangle, THX, Blue, and that is Cinex going backwards. Scotty123, Matthias, Dangle, THX, Blue, JJ Trim, Sociopath, Mechanical, Andy Boy, LFR Racing, LF Racing, Chris, also Dukester, Albie, Cinex, and Robin. And talking of Albie, he's got a 3-second time penalty for track limits. As Scotty123 picks up the fastest lap of 120.127. As Dukester and Albie looking to have a bit of a scrap. Look at the overspeed on Albie's car, thanks to his electrical energy, as Dukester doesn't even fight back, and that is movement along the braking zone from Dukester. And we are going to be going too wide to turn 4. Turn 4. Too wide, yeah. As we go turn 5 now. Again too wide, as well as 6. Dukester getting that place from Albie again. As that is Chris going slowly in turn 7 and 8. As up in the front, two McLaren boys having a bit of a fight. Sociopath and Blue New Soul. As No Fandangle. Is he in within the DRS? No, he isn't. Alright, DRS doesn't go until after turn 3. But Dangle 4 tenths away from Matthias. And Scotty 123, a 2-second gap to Matthias. Will Dangle have enough room to make that move? Is DRS still not available after saying it was? Strange. Has Dangle now closing that gap a little bit, but Matthias making it sure that he doesn't get through. THX now behind Dangle 5 tenths. Sociopath behind Carl, no, not Carl, JJ Trim 3 tenths. LF Racing on Mechanical then. Look at the gap between them, 1 tenth is the gap there. Will LF Racing be able to get the move? No, he will not. Mechanical on 11% ERS. LF Racing 41%. Mechanical, no Fandango then. Get in the DRS, looking to make the move on Matthias into turn 1. Around the outside. As Matthias really not giving away that position. And that looks to be contact between THX and Matthias. As Matthias loses 2 positions within 3-4 corners. As Sociopath 2 tenths behind JJ Trim. And we'll have a look at the positions made. THX 7 positions made so far, and on the podium as Robin FR in 15th, losing 12 positions. DRS then for Sociopath, looking to make the move on JJ, but doesn't choose to, as THX looking to make the move on No Fandangle towards the front now. As Scotty 123, 4.3 second gap, and THX has got a 9/10 gap to close on No Fandangle. Into the braking zone goes Dangle, and the gap 7/10. And now the Dukes are getting overtaken by Mechanical and Andy Boy. 1 corner, 3 positions lost. Andy Boy DRS on Mechanical. LF Racing a second behind Blue New Soul, but Blue New Soul 5 tenths, no, 3 tenths behind JJ. Blue New Soul has had one hell of a season here at CDR in Tier 3 and looking to make moves here in Tier 1 as well. 3 tenths behind JJ Trim as Osso Bosso picks up another 3-second time penalty in 14th. As I do get a message saying a copy's been added to the comms box for those who do joint comms, as Blue now 4 tenths behind JJ with DRS's. No Fandango and THX having a brilliant battle. As THX looking to make the move on Dangle again into turn 5, turn 4. Oh, there's Dangle. I was wondering where he went, but he does sneak past THX once again. 4.5 tenths gap between THX and Dangle now then. As JJ 7 tenths behind Sociopath. Blue 4 tenths behind him. LF Racing 3/10 behind Blue. Really looking to make moves here in Tier 1. As Andy Boy looking to make a move on Mechanical around the outside. Doesn't quite get the move done. I'll be looking to go down the inside of Andy Boy. And there is contact between Andy Boy and Albie. As Dukester says, thank you, I'll take the place away from Albie. We will go to LF Racing on the back of Blue. LF Racing going down the inside of trim, but changes his position as Blue gets past JJ in spectacular fashion, as does LF Racing. And what a move there is. THX and No Fandangle again getting their noses in, as Matthias now joining the fun there, as LF Racing not that far behind Blue. And this has been one hell of an opener. One hell of an opening race, shall I say. Not an opener. This is not the start of the season. As that is Sinex into the pits and Albie's out. We will go to Dukester. And that is not a safety car. It is a virtual safety car. And that is Sinex into the pits, as well as Scotty123 and Dangle. Matthias chooses to stay out, as does Sociopath. As Chris has got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. As I have a look at the tyre situation. Scotty123 on hards, THX on hards, and No Fandangle on hards. As THX has overtaken Dangle in the pits. That is spectacular from THX, as there is a virtual safety car. As THX and Dangle now looking for, well, a bit of a gap really to get through to each other, as Sinex gets a drive-through penalty as well. So it is Chris and Sinex with a drive-through penalty. As Matthias now 7/10 behind, in front of Sociopath, the tier leader so far in P2, followed by a tier 3 driver of Blue New Soul. Mechanical in 5th then, another tier 3 driver. I'll just go through all the tier 3 drivers that are in this race at the moment. Blue New Soul, Mechanical, Andy Boy, Osso and Chris. All tier 3 drivers stepping up to that tier 1 role. LF Racing, no, Chris is into the pits, sorry, and Sinex won't be too far after, as Robin 6 seconds away from LF Racing. LF Racing 8.2 seconds away from Dangle. Dangle 8/10 away from THX, but up the front, Mechanical 5/10 away from JJ Trim. Mechanical used to driving with JJ's brother Carl, who was the first to DNF this race. An unfortunate race there for Carl. As Sinex takes the fastest lap of 1:19.092, Andy Boy picks up a 3-second time penalty. As JJ tries to defend from Mechanical, who I believe will be too far back to make a move into turn 1. And he is Sociopath 8/10 away from Matthias, halfway into this race then. And the lads on the hard tyres will start to suffer soon, as everyone bar Scotty123, THX, Dangle, LF Racing, Robin, Chris and Cinex all on fresher tyres. And there seems to be a yellow flag, and I believe that is Cinex, who is going slowly on the side of the track. I believe that was his teammate of... No, that wasn't his teammate. That must have been Dangle going past. No, it wasn't. It was Scott. Yes, it was Scott going through. And who will be the first out of the front runners now to pit, as Sociopath 7/10 back and closing on the tyres. 4/10 the gap going into turn 1, as Mechanical looking to make a move on JJ, as they both have the same amount of ERS. Robin FR then picking up a 3-second time penalty. We will have a look at the penalty situation. On 6 we've got Andy Boy also, and Robin on 3, THX and Cinex. And the pit lane is roughly around about 20 seconds long. So meaning when Matthias pits, he will go just behind Dangle, as well as Sociopath, I believe anyway, as Andy Boy on the back of Mechanical. Andy Boy having DRS, not getting into the slipstream. As he goes through turn 13 now, in the Mercedes for Andy Boy. As Andy Boy now has DRS on Mechanical. Does Mechanical have DRS? Yes, he does. Scotty123 looks to be making a move, as Andy Boy now goes through 4 and 5. As Cinex picks a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, as Sociopath and Matthias having a bit of a scrap, as Cinex retires in the pit lane. Sociopath and Matthias then through turn 7 and 8. Sociopath looking to make the move on Matthias as quickly as he possibly can. As he did have DRS, but not quite enough room. As Andy Boy gets overtaken by Scott. And what is the gap between... Matthias is into the pits for the medium tyre. And I believe, yeah, it is the medium tyre for 15 laps. Mechanical pits, also pits. Who else is going to pit? And I believe that is it for the action in the pit lane. As so far Scotty123 having the lead of this race, once JJ, Blue and Sociopath pits, as the only action on track is between Robin and Mechanical. Robin looking to go down the inside of Mechanical, but locks up. Robin FR then 1/10 the gap between himself and Mechanical, and Mechanical saying no, you cannot have my position in P10 at the moment. Have they both pitted? Yes, they have. Mechanical having fresher tyres by 5 laps. And Scotty123 3/10 behind JJ Trim. And so far, the lads on 20 lap old hard tyres, the Sociopath into the pits, as well as JJ. But Blue New Soul into the lead then, 2.3 seconds in front of Scotty, who does have DRS, as Blue looking to make a statement here in Tier 1. As Matthias stays behind Sociopath, I believe. Ooh, that's a bit of contact between Matthias and Sociopath. But LF Racing having DRS on Matthias. As JJ Trim on in 9th then, behind Mechanical by 9/10 of a second. As Scotty 123 looking to make a move on Blue soon, unless Blue will dip into the pits, which he does, which promotes Scotty 123 back into the lead of this race for 13 laps. And we do have a couple people roaming around that 1.2 second mark. We will have a look where Blue comes out. So I believe we'll just be in front of Sociopath. No, it will be in front of Mechanical, as the two Tier 3 drivers then out, one in front of each other. And that is the only really battle going on in this race. Who has the fastest lap? It would be Cinex, but after Cinex it is Scotty 123, a 1:19.679. 5/10 the gap now between Blue New Soul and Mechanical then. And Mechanical within DRS range, but I don't believe the gap is big enough. The gap, I always say the gap isn't big enough, but it's the track that isn't long enough for Mechanical to make a move. But Mechanical is within DRS of Blue down the start finish straight then. 12 laps remaining. The top three, Scotty 123, THX and No Fandangle then. As LF Racing picks up a 3-second time penalty, as Sociopath looking to be making a move on LF Racing then. Ooh, he hasn't got DRS, which is quite surprising. As Sociopath 6/10 behind LFR Racing. Well, LF Racing. I don't know why I keep on saying LFR. As Sociopath picks up DRS, as does Mechanical on Blue. But Blue 1.1 seconds ahead of Mechanical, the leader of the Tier 3 drivers. Looking for some racing here, but the only driver who is battling is Sociopath with LF Racing, as Blue New Soul picks up the fastest lap of 1:19 flat, as Sociopath on board and looking to make a move with LF Racing. He has got DRS again. He will go on board again, but it isn't close enough to make that move. As we now go through turns 4, 5 and 6 with Sociopath and Robin FR on also Bosso now then. Looking for that little gap. Everyone getting a point at least. No. 3 points at least in this race. As Robin 4 tenths away from Osso Bosso. And now Robin will have DRS on Osso. Sociopath 4 tenths away from LF Racing. And here we go then. Sociopath looking for the move on LF Racing, but can't quite make it. No. 3 tenths gap between LF Racing and Sociopath. 4 tenths between Robin and Osso. And also Bosso. Not quite close enough. We will stick on with Sociopath and LF Racing with the remainder 10 laps. As we now go through turn 13 with the boys then. Andy Boy 6 tenths away from JJ Trim with DRS then. But it's not close enough to make that move. Sorry, I am doing what I do best, and that is munch. It won't be a stream with myself without at least a little bit of munch. But as Andy Boy is 5 tenths away from JJ Trim, and JJ Trim 8 tenths away, and we've lost THX. We have lost THX, and that is a safety car with 9 laps to go. Wait, where is his car? Is it on the... Ah, it's on the inside. He did the same thing as Geekster, I believe. Has no Fandangle and Scotty into the pits. For the soft tyre. But I don't believe there is enough time. Wait, of course there's enough time. It's a safety car. No Fandangle out into 8th position. Sociopath into 3rd. As we do have 8 laps remaining. And making the stop later than his counterparts on track. I believe my driver of the day so far on lap 28 will be Sociopath for making the later pit stop on lap 22, going from hards to mediums and picking up a podium and extending his championship lead. who else pitted for the soft tyre? Scotty123, No Fandango, JJ, Robin, Osso and Chris. And funny enough, everyone who's DNF'd has been on the hard tyre. Interesting. Well, I say interesting, not that it's interesting that they DNF'd, but interesting in the fact that it was all on the hard tyre. For those, also, I will say this now. 2 weeks ago, which was... In fact, no, I believe it was last week in USA. I am just going to put out a public apology for... No, it wasn't USA, it was Abu Dhabi. I am just going to put out a public apology of what I said about Murder, She Wrote, with the actor who played Agatha Christie dying the same, like 2 or 3 days beforehand of what I said. So that's that done. Let's go back to racing, and I believe the safety car will be in this lap as Chris is now on soft tyres as well. Yeah, that just had to be said by me. I'm sorry, but oh well, that is that. That's done. And safety car not in this lap then. As we do go on with blue, and let's talk constructors. As we do have 6 laps remaining, and I need to go to constructor standings. Williams are in first with 674 points, McLaren in second with 531, AlphaTauri in third with 459, Alfa Romeo in fourth with 365, Red Bull in fifth with 348, Aston Martin in sixth with 347, Haas in seventh with 329, Ferrari in eighth with 323, Alpine in ninth with 311, then in 10th position, Mercedes with 280 points. Will Williams be able to extend their lead once again this weekend, with Scotty123 in 5th and No Fandango in 8th? The 2 Red Bull drivers and 2 McLaren drivers in 1, 2 and then 3 and 4. A safety car is now in this lap, and I will stick on with Blue New Soul or Scotty123, whoever I fancy, and I believe I'm going to fancy Scotty123. And away we go then. LF Racing getting a better start than Matthias, looking to be making a move into turn 1. I don't think he believes he's got top speed. As Scotty123 making moves on Blue New Soul. Five laps remaining then. No Fandango, 1/10 away from JJ. Looking to go down the inside of... Ooh, No Fandango, 3-second time penalty. He took restrictive caution there, not to cause any damage to any other driver. but I believe he's just going to carry on, as that is Mechanical going backwards, and he's had a spin. No Fandangle on the back of Blue New Soul then, in 6th position. A Sociopath and Scotty123 having a bit of a fight. And the gap between Blue New Soul and Scotty123 is 1.5 seconds. No Fandangle making the move on Blue, I believe. He's going to be going down the inside. What does Scotty do? He sticks behind Sociopath, as Blue and Dangle have a bit of a fight as well. Everyone fighting for that better position. Andy Boy 2 seconds away from Chris. Who is the closest? Scotty123 on Sociopath. The tier leader is Dangle, picks up another 3-second time penalty. That isn't going to help his case. And talking of penalties, LF Racing 3 seconds. Dangle, Robin. I say Robin twice because Osso's name is Robin. But Dingle Dangle, Robin, Osso, and Andy Boy all on 6th. And LF Racing and Chris on 3. As Scotty123 looking to be making the move on Sociopath. But yeah, I believe my driver of the day will be Sociopath. 16 laps on the medium tyre, as of, well, it'll be 19 laps on the medium tyre. As we do have a comment come through, which is quite strange for this late in the race, but I cannot see the person who commented, neither the comment. So whoever just put out a comment, can you please say it again? I kind of didn't have my YouTube open and I can't see the comment. Oops, my mistake. Yeah, no, I got nothing, so let's restart my, yeah, no, I get nothing. Oh, nothing's been going. This week has not been my week, but Scotty123, 1.5 tenths away from Sociopath, 5% ERS. Ooh, Scotty123 looking to be making a move, and Robin FR down the inside of Blue on turn 12. As we do have DRS for Blue New Soul then, and LF Racing into the lead. Matthias into second, LF Racing with DRS, Sociopath 4 tenths away from Matthias. As we do have Mechanical DNF in later on during this race, and I believe that is who was commenting, as I didn't realise he DNF'd. Oops, my mistake. As Scotty123 5 tenths away from Matthias, as also Rosso picks up another 3-second time penalty. But yeah, for driver of the day, it will be Sociopath. It'll be 9 positions made, 1 stop, and as I said, oh, let's see if I can see this comment. No, I cannot. That is brilliant. That is amazing. Well done. As we will go to No Fandangle with a little bit of a scrap for P1 then. Between LF Racing, Matthias, Sociopath, Scotty123 and Dangle. As Robin FR then going around the outside of JJ, but can't quite get the move. As we are on the penultimate lap now. Matthias looking to slow down Sociopath a little bit so he doesn't get that race win. As LF Racing pulls out a side from Matthias, and that is contact between Sociopath and LF Racing. That was just a straight T-bone. Ooh, that did not look nice. As we are on the final lap then, Scotty123 looking to be making a move on Sociopath, but can't quite make that move. But we will go on to Sociopath actually, as he is 4 tenths away from Matthias. If Matthias, nope, Matthias does not have DRS on this final lap. And yeah, ooh, how many positions? No, yeah, my driver of the day will be Sociopath. 9 positions made, 15 laps on the, no, 14 laps on the mediums and 22 laps on the hards, extending his championship lead. Unless Scotty123, nah, I'm joking. As Sociopath defending from Scotty123. And that is that. Matthias takes the race win. As No Fandangle goes to 5th position. And that is that for Mexico here in Tier 1. No Fandangle taking 5th. But as I was saying, Matthias takes the race win. Sociopath in 2nd, Scotty123 in 4th, JJ Trim in 4th, No Fandangle in 5th, Blue New Soul in 6th, LF Racing in 7th, Chris in 8th, Andy Boy in 9th, Robin FR in 10th, Osso Bosso in 11th, Mechanical, THX, Cinex, Dukester, Albie and Carl unfortunately DNFing during this race. But I believe there is one thing left to do, and that is say, I've been CDR Ninja, this has been Tier 1, and I'll see you on track here at Mexico on Sunday.